Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm back out in the shop with Project R. Little follow-up on last episode's explosion. I don't remember if I showed you the tube. I'm out here looking at stuff, and here's my tube. I did not blow where that where the bulge was. It's actually over here by my thumb right here. So I believe the sidewall of the tire blew out or gave way, and that's what let the tire or the tube go through and try to take my herring and finger with it. So where we left off, we got the side cover off the Z or off the engine. Swapped, put this one on the R engine, grabbed the R one, brought it here. Here it is. I can't use this. It's one of the differences between an R and a Z engine. Frustrating, because I took that time to do it. All the bolt holes are the same except for the bottom row. This is the bottom. It goes on the engine like that. It's supposed to be 6 holes. Not that one. This middle one here, that's for R only. For Z, it has 2 here, and that's not there, so just 2 there. And that's what we got. So I can't use this. So I just went out to the parts room and grabbed another one. So it turns out, I'll show you. All I had to do on the other one is pull the pump off. I'd have been done. But I didn't want to tear that apart, and that one should be lighter than this one. But not so much anymore since it won't fit. So I had this one on the shelf. This is for Z, although it does not have the filler neck, but I have one here. We're going to try and get that swapped on. If I can't get that swapped on, then I'm going to have to go back out to the parts room, get the Z side plate, and put it back on, and then take the pump off. Simple as that, right? So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to try and get that off. I mean, it's cast aluminum, I believe. I hope it doesn't break. So I have a hammer. I have a punch. Let's go to the bench and we'll get set up. Okay. Let's give this a whirl. It's really just a slide-on fit. Work around best I can. I think it's going. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think. Hi. Okay, change of plans. That's not on there, I guess, like I thought, so I'm going to go back out of the parts room and I'm going to get the side plate, side cover that was on that Z engine. We're just going to use that, and I'll pull the pump off and put it on the shelf and we'll be done. So I will get back to you when I have that plate back inside. Hey, I got that side cover swap done. So this is the side cover that was on the engine originally here in the shop. I took the pump off. You can see a shiny mark there because there's 3 bolts, because that pump's on in 2 different stages. You got this like a spacer adapter here, then you got the actual pump out here. You have 3 bolts holding one part together, and you have 3 bolts that are going through the pump into everything else. Well, I took the short bolts out because that's what looked like was holding the whole pump on. I was wrong, so I'm beating on it, trying to get it to go, and it's not budging. Finally, you got to think, what the heck is holding this on there? There's no way there's rust in there because that's inside of the engine, at least not on this engine. So took a crack at taking the other 3 bolts out at the very back side of the pump, and poof, she came right loose. So everything's put away in the parts room. Krusty's back underneath the lean-to. That part is here, but where's my stool at? 2 things. Whoops. Before I put that cover on, I found an issue with the engine. So I'll show you. This here is your camshaft. Here's the gear for the camshaft. This gear runs the hydraulic pump. That gear runs off the, this gear runs off the crank, and this gear runs the distributor. You have 2, 4, 6, 8 bolts holding that whole cam in. There are no cam bearings. If you pull this cap, that cap, and that cap, and the front cap there off, you'll see it's just cast. There's no bearings for the cam. It's all machined. So what I was looking at, I was feeling the cam lobes to see if how bad they're worn. They're not bad for its age. It's got a little bit of ridge. Just barely catch my nail on that. So you lose a little bit of lift, and I imagine you could get another cam ordered, or you could send this one out to get reground. But I'm not worried about it. But what I am worried about is this. Now this piece here moving, that is my rocker arm. And what that indicates is I have a stuck valve on the exhaust. Exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust, exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust. Yeah, hard telling. I think that one's just lash. Well, that one might be stuck. I think that one's stuck. Cam lobe is right there, and it's still. So we're gonna have to pull the valve covers valve covers. Right, they're not valve covers like. I mean, they are. I guess so. The valve covers are right here. So these rocker arms run in pairs. This is 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, 4 pair. This being the front of the engine. And I'll show you when I get the covers off. These arms go all the way up here to the valves, which are right about here. So the rocker arms go from about here to there. No lifters. So 4 bolts there. Get the wiring out of the way. We'll pop the valve covers off. Something I was going to mention a minute ago in this video when I showed you the tube. At the end of the last video, I had no idea what I was going to do for tires. I I just needed one to make this roller. Get it off the jack. Get that out of my way. Yeah, I was going to end up needing 2 tires, but I want to go 15-inch. For some reason, I blanked out. I went to the parts room. I looked around. Ours come with 16-inch on the narrow fronts, the the adjustable wide fronts, and the standards. They all come with 550 16s, I think. Don't quote me. Maybe, I don't know if any of them had 600 16s, but the RTE out here, the adjustable wide front, it does have 550 16s. So my favorite tractor sitting right over here. Let's go take a look. When I first got this thing was sitting in a field. The tires are rotten, the rims are rotten. So I think these rims are originally off an Oliver, which all the tractor manufacturers used 1 or 2 rim manufacturers. Same thing with the tires. They ran BF Goodrich or they ran Firestone from the factory. Most manufacturers. So these back rims came from Eastern Washington, from Del Real, R-E-I-L. He's over in Yakima, Washington. Then I got some used tires. Not these. These are new. Well, they're not new anymore, but anyway, I ended up putting new tires on it. These are Titans 11.238s. That's what they are, 11.238s. And then when I was at our local all-around parts dealer for farm equipment and tractors, they used to have a parts yard out back at Meridian Equipment. Well, they don't have that parts yard anymore. He sold it all. It all went to China. It's all gone. But before all that happened, I was there getting parts, especially for this. And I got these rims, 2 of them. I had to clean them and paint them, and that was it. I put air in the tires, and I think this one has a very slow leak. But those are 15-inch. So the plan is I'm going to take these rims here, wheels, tires, everything, I'm going to put them on that, but not just yet. So I'm going to take the rims that are on the front of this, I'm going to clean them up and paint them so that, it's all nice and pretty. I'm going to get brand new tires for that. That way that one has brand new tires. Well, those are essentially brand new on the back. Even the little nubbins on the back tire were there till probably 5 years ago, and I was trying to pull start a bigger tractor on gravel, and it chewed them all off. Anyway, that way that has a good set of tires all the way around. So that takes care of the tire dilemma. 15s on that come over here. These rims go on there when I get new tires. I'm not sure when I'm going to order those, but I'm not ready to move this anyway. So I'm going to set you up. We'll get those valve covers off, and we'll start working on valves. Where'd that washer go? There it is. Okay, so there should be spacers, basically chunks of pipe, that are holding this valve cover out so the bolt doesn't crush them. And I just ruined all that. Just cut that off because that's garbage. Get that out of the way. Way out of the way, I guess. Alright, what do I got here to bust that loose? It's already loose. There we go. Huh. Looks like those spacers I was talking about are long gone. Boy, that's clean. It's dark, but it's clean. There's no sludge. There's no real serious sludge buildup in here. Wow. Get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. All right. Okay, here's what I was talking about. That's your valve, or your rocker arm. So I have a stuck valve there. Well, these valves are all out, so grab a hammer. Let's check them. Good, good, good. Stuck. Good, good, good. Stuck. Okay, which one? So that one for sure, and okay. Doesn't seem bad. I'm not hitting them very hard, and the valves are going in. Let me get some penetrator oil and we'll start squirting those valves and see if we can work them loose. All right. A little dab in there. A little dab in there. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Don't want to wreck the valve cover gaskets. Oh, just yet. There goes a valve. So let's just work that one for a moment. Okay, that's bottomed out. There we go. So we're going to have to work on that a little bit, in and out. Not quite ready. So yeah, we have to do this, otherwise this engine will not run. I kind of played with it a while back and I wasn't getting anywhere. I kind of thought this might be the problem. Oh, not all the way. There, we're all the way up. So I shouldn't have to adjust any of these valves to get this running. I mean, nothing should be wrong. You notice I'm not just beating on this with the hammer, because this is your adjuster. You got the set screw with the jam nut. I don't want to mess that up. I mean, yeah, I did initially. I mean, here, and even the stuck one, I'm not messing, beating on it. I'm just learning what's happening. There we go. So I didn't take too much. They're not going to be stuck too bad, but we're definitely going to have to work them a little bit. So this is good news. Other thing I could do is I could get that little propane torch and I could heat it. See, that popped right out. That came out pretty easy. There we go. There's a little bit. Oh, stuck. It's starting to work. Now, I have had it. I have I don't know if I've shown you the little Super A Industrial I've got. It's out underneath the lean-to in front of Krusty. Not right in front. The one right in front of that is RTI military. Actual military, 1 of 250 built. No, it's not for sale. I started looking for a magneto 4 years ago because the one that came with it was rusted solid. It was so bad that I thought the engine was stuck. And a friend of mine and I were pulling that military tractor around All of a sudden it snapped to and the engine started rolling over. I was like, all right, you know, we got it figured out. Or, you know, we got it loose. But I got it in the shop and started pulling things apart, and I'm going to make it run and need a magneto. I brought it to a guy locally to have him rebuild it. And he eventually, when he had time, he got to it and he told me the thing is junk. Well, he didn't know where it went. He couldn't remember exactly which one it was, but he remembered one that was so rusty and god awful it was just junk. So I need to find a magneto for a military 4-cylinder vertical, because it sits like kind of like here. It sits vertical like the distributor. I know I got distributors laying around, but it'd be really nice to put that back to magneto. So it's sitting out there. Hopefully the engine's not stuck. I've kept it undercover for years. It's one of those projects that you start and you don't finish. And I had that and the G705. I had the military going and I kind of stalled on it. Then I got that G705 and started working on that and stalled on that. And I got my friend Jeff to work on it. And we got it done, or he got it done. We took it to another friend's place, put it on the dyno, ran it, brought it home. Brought the thing home and I forgot about it. I mean, I didn't need it right away. We're going into winter. And then a situation arose when I needed it. The battery was dead, so I hopped on the G1000. It's sitting right next to it at the time, right out front here. And I'm charging batteries on the G1000. And I look over, and I see a crack in the center block. I see freeze plugs all over the place. I almost threw up on the tractor. I was sick. What had happened is he put water in it. A friend of mine. He told me to put water in it. I said, nope, that's fine. I agree. You know, if we put antifreeze in it, we got leaks, and we have to take care of the antifreeze to save it and put it back in. Water's fine. I'll drain it. I didn't drain it. Messed up the center blocks. Center set of blocks. For those of you who don't know, the big Minneapolis Moline engines, they're in pairs, kind of like they're 2 pistons per block, just like this. Well, similar to this. Just in the fact that this is a separate block, your manifolds hold it together and they're both bolted to the block. The manifolds square your jugs up. The big engines, though, they're overhead valves. You got your valves up here, right where you normally see them. But imagine having another one of these back here, and you look at this, and you look down, which they're much taller than this. You look at it, and you can see cracks, and the freeze plugs are pushed out and sitting in between, and on the battery tray, and on the ground. Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, I think we got that one. That'll make starting it a lot easier. I think we're good. That one's a little sticky. Okay, so this is the one down here that it's starting to come up on the cam. So I'm looking at it, trying to figure out why this won't come out as far, and that's because it's sitting on the cam. There's a little bit, not much. So I think we're good. You know what, I'm going to spray these others. can't hurt them. There's drains. You can see the oil, penetrant oil running down the block here and coming down. So I know it's thinner. Like I said, I got to change oil in this, but we're gonna get it running first. There we go. Kind of like pre-lubing with, but not. Just using really light oil. Yeah, so these engines are meant to be worked on just like this. There's no oil pan. Your oil pump and filter are right down here. It's a cartridge filter, so it has a metal container that just slides over it. From what I've seen, they do not make filters for these anymore. So either you're finding new old stock, or there's people out there making adapters, so you can screw in an adapter, and then you can screw on a regular oil filter. So it is I'm definitely happy for that, because what would you do if you couldn't get an oil filter? And I guess you could always, if that wasn't able to happen, I guess you could always get a remote filter system and go that route. There we go. Okay, let's go through these two again. Good. I think we're all right. I mean, I think some of these valves could definitely be adjusted, but not going to do that right now. All right, let's get that out of the way. That doesn't belong there. Okay. You know how these are installed without those pipes. If these leak, I've got gaskets, but I'm saving them for that military R. I think we'll be okay. Found a washer down here, but I'm not sure where it came from. Probably that one right there. Yep, there we go. Oh boy. Hey, again, I gave you the wrong Facebook account, and I'll start over with what I was going for in the last video. So what I was going for, or what I brought up in the last video is I also have a Facebook page for Trust the Rust, and I gave you the wrong page for it. I said trust.therust. That is incorrect. If you go to there, you probably won't find me. It is Trust the Rust on Facebook, and then I also have an Instagram. That is Trust.the-Rust. So I had it backwards. So Trust the Rust for Facebook. You can find me there, and Trust.the-Rust on Instagram. But I was saying in the last video, if you that your doggo, there it is. If you have show dates, tractor pulls, plow days, tractor parades, tractor anything, swap meets, excuse me. If you have flyers, you have dates, whichever, for any of that, if you'd like to direct message me in Messenger on Trust the Rust Facebook page, I will put those on my Facebook page to help share and spread the word about your event. So send those to me at Trust the Rust on Facebook, and I will post them. I'm really looking for Oregon, Washington, because that's where I'm local to, but I will share all of it. Tractor related. Yeah. So everybody that has non-tractor related stuff, yeah, need not apply. Trying to keep it friendly. All right. Well, with those taken care of, there's no reason I couldn't put that cover back on. So I don't need to leave this exposed anymore. Right? So, let's see. No, I'm not doing a new gasket on this right now either. I just want to protect the engine. The gasket did tear, but what stayed on the engine, or what did not stay on the engine, stayed on the cover, the side plate. So I'm not worried about that. And somewhere beneath me, there we go. Let's start putting all this in. That is just wild about the side cover though, that the R and the Z engines are just different. Those two are here on a Z, but not on an R. And there's a bolt hole here on a Z, or on an R, but not on Z. It's like everything else lines up, but these three potential spots. What the heck were they thinking? They make everything else really interchangeable. So I don't know what happened with engineers, but not that these engines too, they're a horizontal valve. They do not make a lot of horsepower. Just not going to happen. But they're fairly torquey. They hold their own. They're built to compete with like the Farmall H or Oliver 60. And I think they compete really well everywhere except for on the pull track. You put them on the dyno, the horsepower is right there. You know, if you pull the comparable plow with that tractor, the matching plow, the R's will just sing all day long. I mean, the others will too. I'm not putting any other brands down, but these are really good little horizontal valve engines. I guess that's something I didn't explain. Yeah, you saw the valve and the valve spring and the retainer. The valves go this way, so the valve face is on the other side. So yeah, again, your rocker's riding on the cam, Come up here, pushing on your valves. Horizontal. So I will have to make a cover for this. And really, if I wanted to, I mean, down the road, if you wanted to lose some weight, make this out of tin. But we're not there yet. We don't even know what it's going to weigh. So we got some figuring to do. All right, I'm gonna finish getting the rest of this, and I'll bring you back when we're done. Hi. My plan is I haven't got this set up just yet, but our first pull around here is going to be the end of April. That'll be in Eastern Washington at Valentine Farms over by Othello. I guess if I get an address, I have dates. If I get an address, I could put that on the Facebook page. I could put it here. Anyway, that's my goal, is to get this to that pole. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's what I'm shooting for. Now, we haven't heard it run yet. Still need tires. I don't necessarily want to go with industrial tires and rear weights, but I need to get at least one of those off and see if I have a hub that'll fit it. If not, I can at least pull the weights off. I need a tank. The seat, the bolt holes that the seat went into are just garbage. And I don't even know if this rear end is any good. I've never got to drive this tractor because I couldn't get it running. So I got a lot to do, and I only get like 2 to 4 hours a week to work on it, it seems like. I mean, if I wasn't so lazy, you know, tired after work and eating dinner, I could come out in the shop after work and do more, but I'm not that motivated. I'm motivated enough to work on it, get a video out for you guys that are interested, and share what I'm learning. Hopefully getting everybody else motivated to get out and not work on a tractor to go pulling, but just go work on a tractor. So, oh yeah, I was going to get that fender bracket off. Let's get set up and we'll buzz that off real quick. And hopefully I got some bolts long enough, or short enough, I should say, to replace that. Oh, I still got to do steering. Oh my gosh, I keep making this list longer. Hey, you got to have a goal. If I don't make this goal, that's fine, but at least I'm setting a goal. What I figure, I'm setting a goal. If I don't make it, reset the goal. Doesn't mean you totally failed. You might have failed at reaching your first goal, but just keep plugging away at it. Set a new goal. I mean, the next poll, I'm not sure when the next poll after that is. I haven't seen a lot of poll dates come out yet. I know there's the Father Day poll down by Vancouver, Washington. It's that one. There's a end of June poll for our local club here, up here in London. SQUIM, the Logger Rodeo, or Irrigation Festival. The SQUIM Irrigation Festival. They have a poll. I haven't seen dates on that yet. So, anyway, first goal is to be ready for the April poll, Valentine Farms. Good grief, what am I going to do next? Let's see. Bolts are in there. The engine rolls over. I don't think that carburetor is any good. I slapped it on there. I can see the fuel inlet is plugged. I put it on there just to be able to spray starter fluid up in the throat of the carburetor to get it to go. But with 2 stuck valves, that wasn't going to happen. Shoot. So we got to get these. Look at this. Somebody used piano speaker wire, if that. No, it's not speaker wire, but it's really thin. I don't know what the heck that was on. I'm gonna have to rewire everything to get it to work. This would have been a lot easier if I had a working driving tractor and I found a good engine just to swap it on, but I didn't start with that. I'm starting with whatever I have laying around, and I'm starting to realize that I've got a lot of work to do. Shoot. How about we go look at that gas tank? And yeah, I'm gonna have to find a light so I can look inside of it. It's on a G4 combine engine. The gas tank looks identical to an R. So I've used to run that thing a long time ago. I haven't in years. But that's the tank I'm looking at. Oh, I still got to, yeah, the steering. Look a lot cooler though if I had a gas tank on here, huh? You don't have to start it with the steering wheel, but you know, once you start it, you might want to drive a thing like that, right? Hopefully the brakes work. I know I'm stalling. I guess it's been raining out off and on. I don't really want to go outside. Looking at the clock because I have to leave here in a little bit. Finish getting ready before I can go. Let's see about steering. I don't want to mess with that gas tank. I mean, I guess we could try and look at it. Let me see if I can find a light. But here's the gas tank. Here's the tank strap. Yeah, I'm not sure. That is a Z engine. If that is correct in what I saw before, or excuse me, yeah, that'll be a Z engine with that bolt pattern on the side plate. Yeah, it mounts up just like an R gas tank. So 2 bolts right here. That'll release the air cleaner. Get that away. Undo the fuel line right there. Take this guy off. I think this is a good tank. It smells like varnish, but maybe we'll do that. It's actually not raining right now. I thought it was. You could hear it dropping on the roof in the shop, but I mean, it's got the original bolts on here. They're square-headed bolts. What a pain that is. I stopped to listen because I can hear one of them hoot owls going off. All right, I guess this would be a little more fun getting the gas tank. I have to shut the gas off, which it looks like it shut off. All right, let's go get a few tools and get that off. So I already sprayed some oil on the bolts. All it's wanting to do is twist the strap, and I don't want to break that. I don't remember if I need one now or not, but this is a nice strap. Everything on this is nice. It's like low hours. It kind of has this neat exhaust where it's a center exhaust. The R's and Z's, they all dump out the front. Everything goes to the front of the engine, then it'll curl back on it'll curl back on this side, opposite of the carburetor. No, take that back. It comes back, and curls and faces forward. Here it is. So it would come back here, do that. That's what's on the engine now. Again, this is a center. So I wonder if this would make more power. Anyway, I'm resorting to heat. I probably don't have to loosen them both up, but if I can, I will. So this is the gas tank I'm saving for, like I said, this is one I want to save for a nice project, not for the pulling tractor. But it still has gas in it, still smells fair. It was clean a long time ago. I got the military right over here on the other side of this Super A, the R military I was talking about. And it's had a roof cave in on it. So maybe save it for that. I don't know yet. That's what I mean when I was trying to save that tank for the Project R. They don't make these tanks anymore, and that one's beat the heck. And the one for the 90-year project in the shop behind Project R. It's in rough shape too. There we go. You just never know with rust if it's gonna come undone or not. So this was a gift, this engine. This was given to me by the Postma brothers. I'm sure a lot of you don't remember them unless you're, you know, in your, let's say your 40s and older. Maybe you do, but the likelihood is not. Anyway, Postma brothers were up north of Linden, and they bought and sold tractors around the world. Well, they buy them up in, you know, wherever here in the U.S., Saskatchewan, Alberta, bring them here, post them for sale in our club newsletter. People found out about them. They'd load up containers and ship them over to Europe. They had a comfort tractor, the UDLX. I remember seeing that. They had a Cabdar that I had kind of had a chance of buying, but didn't quite have enough funds, I didn't think. I guess I had, maybe I would have had enough, but I thought, you know what, I want to get more than one. You know, they've both passed away, they're gone, but this, again, this was a gift from them. And Chuck, I'm sure Chuck and his brother Al, they talked about it, but Chuck says, you know what, if you want, you can have this, because I was always over there helping them on a Saturday or showtime, or we even had a Minneapolis Moline Winter Convention out here at the Linden Fairgrounds, Northwest Washington Fairgrounds, in 1990. Boy, I'd have to look. 97, 95, 97, 96, something like that. For the Prairie Gold Rush Winter Convention. So they came out and I helped them with that, and yeah, again with getting things to the show. They got me involved in the show. They got me coming to the meetings. They got me They got me on the board eventually. Club treasurer. I mean, they didn't get me to be club treasurer, but they got me there. And then, of course, at the time I was single, and I absolutely loved it. I loved it. I was so happy doing that. Not the treasure part, that was terrible. I mean, I was already pretty good at balancing my checkbook, but that wasn't an issue. Anyway, it is a gift. The only real problem was at the time the engine was stuck, had a couple of bad valves, and the radiator is made of metal, the tanks. The top tank is rotted out, so I couldn't run water in it, and I never got a good replacement for it. Okay, well, I got one bolt done there. I got that loose. If I could get this loose, I could probably slide that out because I'm able to move the strap. So I will bring you back when I get this off. All right, let's see if we get that. Oh yeah, there we go. Into the light for the first time in a long time. Hey, here it is. Let's see. Looks like the nylon webbing stayed on the bottom of the tank there. And my bolts. I'm not going to put it in place permanent, but there we have it. I will put the bolts in place so I don't lose them. Even though I may replace them because they don't match. Oh, come on. Not playing very nice. There we go. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, we got the sediment bowl down here. Like I said, the gas stinks, but we can drain that. I have to look for a different carburetor. This one could work, but I think this is for R. But it would work just to get it running. So, yeah, you know what? I think that's going to be it. It is after 3:30. I said that we're expecting a windstorm today. I can hear it up in the trees, not so much down here, especially when we're protected by the trees. If you get out of the trees, then you can notice. So that still might happen. You know, storms can be early, they can be late. They don't leave when you want them to. What else? Yeah, made a little bit of progress, not a lot, but you take the little victories when you can, because like that last video, I had suffered defeat and I wasn't having a good time, even though it was supposed to be fun for me. Yeah. Well, I'm looking around to see what else to talk about, but I think that's it. So until the next one, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. The new subscribers, thanks for subscribing. The comments, I really appreciate those. I like interacting with people and seeing what other people think. Thank you, Trenton, for the thoughts on me being okay with a tire exploding, because I really thought I was damaged at pinky, but it turned out okay. So, all right, that's enough babbling. Finally, see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.